here's a recreation of my reaction to Valve actually posting a blog about updating TF2 to only then actually change their words a few days later. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All jokes aside, I just wanted to go ahead and make a video sharing one of the ideas I had for a pyro weapon concept. Honestly, we see a lot of these go around on TF2's Reddit page, as well as really just all across YouTube. A lot of people are sharing some of their video concept ideas. I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least over 100 ideas out there, if not in the thousands on the internet alone for this community. And I am just grateful that, we have the creativity to go ahead and share some concept ideas. Some of them are good, some of them are controversial. I'll leave it at that, but I want to go ahead and share this one idea, as I am sure 99% of you all are aware of the vast array of secondary weapons that the Pyro can utilize in any given match. Now, we've got flare guns, we've got shotguns, we've got a jetpack, as well as a gas canister, of all things. Now, the idea that I have is completely different in every shape, way, and form from every variant that is currently existing within the game for Pyro's arsenal. Now, the idea that I have is actually a consumable item, which is typically unique to both the heavy as well as the scout, so your sandwich as well as your bonk atomic punch. The unique ideas that I've had for this particular item, if you want to call it, is something that's been ruminating within my mind the past couple of years, and I finally had the courage to go ahead and share it. Now, if you've read the title of this video or have seen the thumbnail, you probably have gathered together that the item that I've come up with is in fact a tray of nachos. So here's the custom item description that I crafted on my very own, the napalm nachos. It's a level 10 spicy food item, which I think is quite fitting for the Pyro. It's used to gain both 100 health as well as a 5-second speed bonus. It basically acts the same way as the heavy's sandwich, so it can be thrown with alt fire to share your nachos with a friend, which acts as a small health kit and then also gives a 5-second speed boost. So it's not as effective as a sandwich, but it does grant that speed boost. And I think the fact that, like spicy food, causes some cartoon characters to kind of run around a little bit faster is very fitting. But this weapon is not really something as friendly as a sandwich, as when it's thrown at enemies, they will combust, being set afterburn. So it's not exactly like a flare gun to where there's that initial damage when they come to contact with the napalm nachos. Instead, it just onsets afterburn. I do think it would be best to mimic the sandwich and how the sandwich works for the heavy. I think that maybe it would just be best to avoid any sort of copying the gas passer and how it functions by simply just allowing the nachos to be a weapon that you start off with. You don't need to deal X amount of damage to gain access to the nachos. Instead, it is something that you can use and then recharge after X amount of seconds, or simply recharge by going to a resupply cabinet. I'd also like to take note of the idea that if, say, Valve saw this video and was like, yep, we're doing that, if they added this weapon to the game and included a strange variant, I think that strange parts would be very, very interesting with this weapon. It would be very unique in the sense that it could track healing done as well as damage dealt. I think that would actually be really cool, which makes me want this weapon to be in the game so much more. But the idea that this weapon really shines is the idea of speed boosts. Now, there are a lot of ways Pyro does have natural speed boosts, especially through their melee weapons. The Extinguisher, you've already got speed boosts upon kill that, basically result from a mini crit done on an already burning player. So with that speed boost, I think that maybe along with the napalm nachos, the speed boost could either stack or they could multiply, something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it would be very cool. But the fact that you do have the speed boost does allow for you to quickly gather these extinguisher kills a little bit more easily. Now, whether or not that would be true in practice is something that we can't really say until the weapon is in the game, but I think it's worth mentioning. Another thing that I also want to mention is the, well, I don't know how to say it, but the power jack. The power jack is honestly, I think everyone and their grandmother knows that the power jack holds its weight, no pun intended, because it looks really heavy, on just being one of the top tier, if not the most favored melee weapon by Pyro players. Now, I personally am an extinguisher guy. I'm a bit biased. I love it. I even have a 3D printed / foam made extinguisher in real life hanging above my desktop, but beyond the point, I wanted to go ahead and share that with this speed boost that you get from the nachos, I think it would possibly allow for pyros to even excel at the speed of a normal scout, allowing for you to catch up with them, even just based on melee, or heck, if you're using your flamethrower, that scout is gone. So I think maybe it might be really overpowered, specifically against a lot of classes that would try to run away from your flames, but it's just something that would probably depend on a lot of conversation in the future. But let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm saying this more than once now, just specifically to just gather what your opinions are on the idea. Do you think it's a dumb weapon concept, or do you think it's something that actually sounds really fun to use? Let me know. Well, regardless of your thoughts on the weapon, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And regardless, just share your thoughts, and maybe I might make some more of these videos. Be sure to keep out an eye on my newer uploads, as I'll be making some variety content now that I've got a new PC. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Thank you. Bye.